The Coach Calhoun Show is brought to you by Little General and Valley Distributing. The Coach Calhoun Show will be on timeswv.com each Wednesday. All right, Coach, you guys are welcoming in a brand new season this weekend. Tell me a little bit about the Joe Retton Classic, how you guys came up with that name, and obviously to honor legendary basketball coach Joe Retton. But just tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think the neat thing is, Matt, with these crossover challenges, it gives you 2 extra games. So we took full advantage of that a couple years ago, starting a little tradition in honor of Coach Retton, bringing in teams from all over. Last year having Mercyhurst, Westchester. It's very important to play a good non-conference schedule, so we wanted to mix teams between the CIAA over the years and then also the PSAC. So this year we've got 2 CIAA schools that are going to be very competitive.
Sure. Tell me a little bit about the relationship that you still have with Coach Retton. I mean, obviously when you first got here, everyone knows you kind of went and sought out his opinion of the program and to pick his brain a little bit. How close are you guys still to this day?
Well, very close. His son and I talk weekly. I talk with Coach, I would say, probably every couple weeks. Like to get him at practice, like to get him around the program. Obviously, he's at all the games. And he's just, he's kind of the face of our program still. That's what I think is amazing. He hasn't coached at the university in quite some time, and everybody respects what he did here, not only as a coach with wins and losses, but also the impact that he had on the community. So I think it's only right to name our classic after Coach Retton. That'll always be the name of our challenge as long as I'm the coach.
You look at this team from top to bottom, and we've talked at length about the depth of this team. I mean, tell everyone a little bit just about from top to bottom what this team's capable of this year.
Well, I think I think we have a veteran ball club. For the first time we're able to say that. It's kind of nice as a coach. Coaching staff, I think our other coaches would echo the same thing. From a leadership standpoint, we're in a really good spot. I think Shamgad Wells, starting at the point guard position, has really grown up over the last 2 years. He's played in a ton of games. He's probably our most improved player. I think Jamel Morris has done a great job, battling a lot of injuries the last 2 years, and has really figured it out. This is his final hurrah, and he's got to lead these guys. So we're really excited about our leadership. As far as our depth, I think we can play 9 or 10 guys going in every game. Our goal is to hopefully play 10 guys throughout a game.
Right. You talked about Sham's leadership. I mean, 2 years ago and even last year, you brought in a veteran point guard to kind of help him along a little bit. Now the script is flipped a little bit. He's helping Jason Jolly along in practice. I mean, they're always going at it. Sham's always telling him what to do, and not really getting in his face, but really leading him as far as I saw the other day in practice. I mean, how has that dynamic kind of developed over the past couple of weeks?
Well, I think that's what the good programs have. They have great leaders in their juniors and senior class, and I think Jolly has learned a great deal from him. Shams talked a lot about his freshman and sophomore year, some of the things that, you got to get used to on and off the court. I think it's just a huge adjustment. And for the first time since we've been here, we're not relying on freshmen and sophomore. We're really relying on our juniors and seniors. So that's really nice going into the season.
Sure. What type of player is Sham becoming? I mean, obviously, he's grown up a little bit from being a guy who just drive to the basket and kind of put up a shot when he thought he could make it to kind of a guy who sees the floor a lot better. I thought in the past couple of years he's really turned up his assist numbers, really taking big shots when he needs to and really making them for you guys.
Well, we've talked a lot with him about being an extension of our coaching staff. I think that's the first and foremost thing you want with your point guard. You have to have a guy that you can look out there and help direct. I think he does a great job of that. I think he has a chance to be the all-time assist leader here at Fairmont State. If we can win enough games, and Chase and Jamel and Matt and Thomas, some of these guys can make enough shots, Sham the next 2 years has a great chance to be right around the all-time assist leader mark. So it shows you that he's played in a lot of games, had a lot of experience, but he's also playing with really good players. So I think that's evolved his ability to step in and make a shot. I think that's gotten a lot better. You want to have 5 guys on the floor that are a threat, and I think for this year, he's really done a nice job in the offseason of working, being consistent from the three-point line.
So, and then you look at the rest of the guys on the team that can score. Obviously, Jamel, Thomas Wimbush, and then you bring in Matt Bengai and Chase Connor. I mean, you guys are going to put up a lot of points this year, I feel like. I mean, what do you think is the expectation level for this group of scorers this year?
Yeah, Matt, we don't really want to put a number on things, but if you look what we've done in our 3 scrimmages, we've gotten, on average, between 95 and 100 points in 3 scrimmages. That's scrimmaging 2 Division II schools and a Division I program. So we're pretty excited with our ability to score the basketball. We have to do a great job of limiting teams from making threes. I think that's the whole key. You can't give up threes in this league, and also you can't give up layups. So our whole goal is to make teams beat us off the bounce, making step-in twos.
So you mentioned at the Mountain East Conference Media Day that you guys were picked second again, and that's kind of a little bit of a chip on your shoulder going to this year. You don't want to finish second again, like you said, and you want to finally get over that hump and get that league championship. And what's it going to take from this group to finally get that title?
Well, I think the first thing is we have to be good early on. We've struggled last year in particular. We were 5-5. The previous 2 years we were 7-3. We really went out and played a demanding schedule, probably one of the hardest schedules in Division II basketball. By far the best schedule in our region amongst the PSAC, CIAA, and the Mountain East Conference. So we're going to have our hands full every night early. First 10 games will be a great indication of where this basketball team's at, where we need to get to. I thought last year we made some great adjustments after being 5-5. We reeled off 9 out of 10 wins. Really put ourselves in a good position. But we've been, historically just a couple possessions away from a tournament championship, a few games away from winning a regular season league championship. So we've been able to accomplish a lot. We're trying to get from really good to great. I think we've been really good, but we've got to get to a great status, and I think that starts with your daily habits of practice. I think the kids have really done a tremendous job of bringing energy every day. We don't coach effort anymore in our program. I think for the first couple of years when you're building and you're taking over, you really have to teach them how hard to play. And I think our guys understand that now.
The students here have obviously begun a new student section for the basketball season. It's called The Cage. What can you tell me about that and the expectations they've set forth for the campus this year?
Well, Matt, every year you try to get your program a little bit better. I think one of the things that we lacked was our student involvement. Whether it's social media, games on TV. We wanted to make a huge impact on our student body, so we challenged them. We tried to help them with some ideas, and I think this student organization called The Cage, it's a basketball fan club for all the basketball games. They're going to have a few pregame parties before each and every game throughout the season. So I think this is a thing that could build to all the athletic teams, kind of like the Mountaineer Maniacs up there at West Virginia. Just really our student body embracing school pride and attending the games. I'm very, very excited about it. There's a lot of excitement within our students, so we'll see what happens Friday night. It'll be the first experience, and hopefully they'll be revved up, ready to go.
The Coach Calhoun Show is brought to you by Little General and Valley Distributing. The Coach Calhoun Show will be on timeswv.com each Wednesday.